Hey guys, it's Numa, and welcome to another video. Today we're going to be going over the Fantasia Bunko collab. Fantasia? I can't pronounce these names. This collab has so many strong characters, and once again, the 6 stars or the quote-unquote worst characters in the gacha are still super powerful, so make sure you watch every part of the video so you know how to use these characters. There also won't be a quick recap because of the sheer amount of characters, but I will put a tier list at the end. And there's also an important note about the gacha, but I'll talk about it in the end. Anyway, let's get into it. Starting off with Lina Inverse, and the only character you can trade in this gacha. Pre-evolution, Lina has 4 dragon killers, so goodbye Tsubuki, because her damage can also go up to 4,000. But you can't put latent dragon killers, because I guess that'll be too broken. Her skills also confirmed 15 fire, 15 darkboard, and it adds 1 combo, so you can get a double DVP and 7 combo board every single time. As a leader, she's not too good, but she'll definitely be used in ranking dungeons and farming. Post-evolution, this version is probably more useful in the normal game. Post-Lina has 2 7Cs, a DVP, and 2 devil killers, and you can also put devil latent killers on her, so against devil, she's ruthless. On top of that, you can also put a Jammer Resistance Plus on her as a Super Awakening. She also keeps her confirmed 15-15 skill, so busted if you ask me. Her leader skill also matches up pretty well with Yall, but survivability wise they lack, so you'd be using them more for farming semi-difficult dungeons than using them in like normal play in dungeons like AA3. Weapon evolution, for being an immobility resistance weapon, it's pretty good, but also when thinking about the rarity of the monster and the fact that you need to either hit a 2% chance or trade in 5 7-star monsters, it feels a little bit lackluster. Overall, although she's super powerful and has good uses, it's not really like you need this character. Yeah. She's awesome to have pre-evolution, but there are replacements you can use that are much easier to get, although worse. Same thing for post-evolution. There are still characters that are much easier to get in the fire element characters like what is his name? Elatrion, I think. That can compete damage-wise. Her weapon is also lackluster, not too worth it if you don't have extras of her. Next is Kaname Chidori. Pre-evolution, her awakenings and her leader skill are pretty weak, but her skill is pretty powerful, but that doesn't really matter because the post-evolution has the same exact skill as well, so she doesn't really matter at all. Post-evolution, she has 2 DVPs, a 10C, and you can also put a poison resistant plus as a super awakening. And because she has a 10C, she's a little hard to use right now because we don't have a good 7-6 water attribute leader. But once one comes, she'll be a super strong sub. As a leader, she's pretty good, but you won't really use her as one too much. Yeah. Weapon evolution as an 80% or over weapon, it's not too great in the normal game, but its skill is a powerful breath and it also has a skill boost, so farming wise, it's super powerful. Overall, post-evolution is the only one you really need if you don't farm at all, but if you do farm, the weapon is pretty useful too. Next is Griga Brief. Pre-evolution, everything about him is pretty bad, so let's just ignore him. Post-evolution, he's busted. He has 2 7Cs, a DVP, a poison resistance plus, and a devil killer. You can also put a 7C or devil killer as a super awakening. I'd put a devil killer on it because dungeons like Grotesque Being have tough devil monsters. When we talked about Lina in the fire category, there were a lot of characters that could compete with her, but in the light attribute category, Gory outclasses the majority. His skill is pretty decent, and his leader skill is a multi-attribute leader skill, so it's not going to be that used at all. Weapon evolution, there it is. It has begun, boys. This weapon is the game's first FUA weapon. This weapon itself isn't all that powerful because most parties have FUAs in them, but it can be pretty useful in ranking dungeons or for farming. What's scary though is that now that there is an FUA weapon, then that's one step closer to the devs adding a 7C or a DVP weapon, and that's when the meta breaks and the game ends. But overall, post-evolution, absolutely broken. Next is Claym Everlasting. Pre-evolution, not that great except for skill, but post is the same skill anyway, so skip. Post-evolution, she has 3 DVPs, and you can put a 7C as the Super Awakening. What's really strong though, is her skill. Her skill is a 3-turn skill, which means if you put 3 of her in your party, then the skill loops, and you can just use that for farming. You can also use her in the normal game, as her skill can override control time shortening enemies and recovery reducing enemies. Her skill, or leader skill, is kind of like Beach Vera, but without 9 orbs, you can't get a multiplier, so it's not too great. Weapon evolution, it's pretty good for farming, but light attributes don't really farm too much, so overall, if you're super serious, then try to get 3 Soshi loops. Otherwise, post-evolution is pretty good. Next is Orphen. Pre-evolution, he's decent because his leader skill is easy to activate, but he doesn't even have like a DVP in his awakening, so he's a little iffy. Dark post-evolution, he has 2 7Cs, a DVP, and a 50% or less enhance. Already strong. And his skill is a 3-turn skill that changes heal orbs to dark and reduces HP by 50%. His leader skill is also busted and probably the best in a collab, as if you keep your HP at 50%, because he halves damage, that means with him as a leader friend, your remaining 50% HP is basically quadrupled. Light post-evolution, he has pretty good awakenings with a 10C and a 7C, but he doesn't have a DVP, and even more important, he doesn't have a bind resistance awakening. His skill is pretty average, but still good. His leader skill is a pretty amazing 7x6 leader skill, and it's definitely worth using, although it has the weakness of not having an HP multiplier, and it's kinda just overshadowed by Tifa as a 7/6 leader. Weapon evolution, the skill is pretty powerful if you use it in dark parties, and if you can find a character that needs a bind resistance on it, it'll work out. Overall, every form except for the pre-evolution is powerful, but I'd prioritize the dark post-evolution. Next is Sosuke Sagara. Pre-evolution, you might use him for ranking dungeons, but you probably won't use him. Dark post-evolution, he has 3 7Cs on his awakenings, and you can choose from either DVP or Blind Resistance Plus as a Super Awakening. Already good. His skill is a short Dark Orb changing skill, so it's pretty good. As for his leader skill, machine types are weak, so you really won't be using him as a leader. Fire post-evolution, his skill is interesting as it's a confirmed 6-color board, but it's not too useful. And his leader skill is a multi-attribute leader skill and a pretty strong plus shape leader, so he might be useful for some people that really like multi-attribute leaders for some odd reason. Weapon evolution, this weapon is absolutely insane. It's a cloud resistance weapon with 2 blind resistance awakenings. There's only a few characters with a cloud resistance and another resistance. Maybe it's only the Romeo's weapon? Romeo's weapon? Yeah, maybe. Yeah. The skill that comes with it is crazy too. In this meta right now, 7/6 boards are supreme. So you can use a leader change with a 5/6 leader into a 7/6 board, and yeah, busted. Overall, the weapon's too strong, so if you already get this character, prioritize the weapon. Now with the 6 stars. Starting with Melissa Mao, this character has 2 machine killers and 2 balance killers on awakenings, and you can put a balance killer as a super awakening. On top of that, you can also put any killer you want because she's a balance type, so you can throw out a total of 90 times the damage against balance types with her awakenings alone. She also has a pretty useful skill, but I don't know if it'll be too useful in ranking dungeons. Next is Zelgadis Greywords. His Awakenings is a little bit worse version of Roche, and his skill is a pretty good in hands. So he may be pretty useful in ranking dungeons as a one combo damage dealer. So yeah, worth it to me. Next is Vulcan in Dorton. If you play multiplayer, this character is super strong. This character can throw out massive damage in multiplayer, and his skill is a 6-turn skill that changes orbs to wood and halves damage. His leader skill isn't a bad 7-6 leader either, being tanky but kind of lacking damage. So multiplayer, he's perfectly viable. They're a lot stronger than they seem, but only if you play multiplayer. Next character is Kurz Weber. This character isn't too amazing apart from the fact that he's an easy 4 skill boost character, as well as having a guard break on his Super Awakening, so he may be useful in ranking dungeons, but that's pretty much it. His skill isn't that useful either, to be honest. Next is Amelia Will Tesla Sayun. They're really making this job as hard as possible. This character is a orb change character and the confirmed gacha character, but to be honest, this character is not too great for being a confirmed character. It's like she can't tell what role she wants to play, so she chooses a weird middle ground. She's a decent support character though, so if you don't have one, she may be good, but there's still better options like Kanan. Next is Magic Lin. This is another confirmed 15-15 board character, so this character is crazy for ranking dungeons and farming. I'd want to get a lot of him, but then again, there's probably going to be more characters with this 15-15 skill, so I don't think there's any reason to rush now. Yeah. The last of the 6 stars is Zelos. This character has a 4-color drop skill, if that makes sense. So she'll be great in ranking dungeons. But everything else about her is not too amazing, but that skill just carries her to a good character. Next is a monster exchange character, Talitha Testarossa. This character has 3 different killers on her awakenings, and you can put one of those killers as a super awakening, and you can freely put on latent killers. So you can have a 30 times multiplier on any of those types you want. For a free character, she's good, but she's not too amazing, to be honest. Next is a dungeon monster, Naga. Naga is really good for a dungeon monster, being an all-round character, and you can just not awaken this last slot, so you don't get the Blessing of Jammers. This skill is also a powerful 5-turn skill, close to the level of Fenrir Viz, if that's how you pronounce that name, but not as good. Alright y'all, this could be the end of this video. This gacha is amazing and there's so many amazing characters in it. However, the issue is that you can't trade in any of these characters in. Here, let's take a look at this. Yeah, oops. So if you want a character, you have to purely base it on luck. Without trading, if you get a duplicate of the same character, then you just have to let it gather dust in your box, and the only character we can trade in isn't worth it. Like, what is this? So what you can do is wait till last minute to spin this gacha and see if there's gonna be another Collab event like the Christmas event, and decide if you want to risk it or not there. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave a like, drop a sub if you want, and leave a comment below about what you think. Also, if you would like to support the channel, I have a Patreon in the description, so I'd really appreciate it if you just drop something in there. Thank you guys so much, and have a great rest of the day. Peace.